Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day today. A little chilly, but beautiful day. Sun's out. We got a little issue. So, Old Faithful here, old 1086 that I wrecked. Well, in that bloopers video, you probably seen if you watched it, I was bush hogging with it. Thought I had everything back to the way it needed to be. Thought everything was good. Well, I was heading home, and needless to say, it wasn't. I started going up a hill, and all of a sudden, just blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know what the heck had happened. So, I done tore one side off of it. I took the side that I had to fix. This was the side that was broken off before. As you can see, I don't know. We probably can't see in here, but way back in there, that gear is broken. It's got a tooth broken off of it. So that's the differential. That's the gear that's coming out of the transmission. Goes into the differential. That then spins the pinion that's right here where your brakes are, that spins this gear that spins the rear axle. So it's got a big tooth broke off of it, and I didn't know what was going on, so I thought maybe a bearing went out or something like that. So I took that side off, and it was fine. There wasn't nothing wrong with it until I found that. I started digging a little deeper and found that, and I said, oh my gosh, what have we got ourselves into? So I think it's going to be a little bit of a job. I'm not really looking forward to it at all. But with that being said, we are going to power wash. See, I don't know what all I got to take off to get to that differential. I really can't find much information on it. And I ain't never been that deep in one. So I'm really banking on that I don't have to split the tractor. But I do know I gotta take both these housings off so I can get them pinions out. But the problem that I was running into is I was gonna have both housings off, and this tractor was gonna be sitting on basically 1.5 feet of area, and I just didn't like that. So I took the housing off that we had replaced, took the pinion out of it, and put the housing back on with the wheel on so that I could jack the other side up and do the same. And yeah, it's a little extra work because I'll have to take that side back off and put it back on. But as far as safety goes, I think that was probably the safest thing that I could do, especially not having a shop or having any kind of support system that I could have used, especially on this freaking grass. So that's the route that I'm taking. So I'm going to power wash all this. I don't know if I can get to it through the PTO or through the top arm. I might have to end up taking, which I really don't want to, might have to end up taking all this off. And that is not what I want to have to do. But I don't know if I can get to it by taking this off, or I might be able to get to it, but I don't know if I can get it out. That's the issue, is getting it out. So it might come down to I have to pull this fuel tank off, pull all this off to get to it. Now, one thing I am probably going to do while I'm in here is replace the reverse gear, because it's got about 3 teeth chipped off of it. And I said that I wasn't going to worry about it unless I ever had to get into the rear end. Well, now's the time I got to get into the rear end, so we're going to go ahead and replace that too while we're here. And if everything goes well and we get this thing put back together, and she'll be good as new. I mean, honestly, that was the biggest problem I had with it, was those teeth that was chipped off the reverse gear. So it's not the worst thing in the world to have to do this, but it's kind of a bad timing because we're getting close to gearing up for hay season. But you know, other than that, it could be worse, but it ain't awful. So, but we're gonna get the power washer started up here, and we're gonna get all this cleaned up, because I am gonna pull this off and just be able to look in there and see what I'm dealing with, and see where I need to go. And I don't want all this crap falling down in my rear end. So what we got going on this morning. Well, that's what this side looks like. Huh. Oh, geez. This is a freaking mess, I tell you. Makes me nervous. But, gotta do what we gotta do. So, got this wheel off. Now the fun part, can't wait. This side's worse than the other side. Because this side's got all the hydraulic hoses. And, which, good lord, I think I need to replace a couple. Shoot, look at that. Oh no, rub that one. But we got hydraulic hose. Well, that ain't good. Oh, see? Look at that. I mean, done rubbed all that. Tell you what, anyhow, this side has got, I don't even know what this is. So, I'm guessing it has something to do with differential. I don't know. The other side doesn't have this. So, that's just more that I gotta take apart and deal with, getting back together, which is cool, man. Got all these hydraulic hoses in the way on this side. And this one has not been taken off before. But it is going to be a booger. I can already tell. So, I'm going to go ahead, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull this top link piece off so I can just take a look inside here and kind of see what's going on. I hope I've got a daggum socket to fit that. Why in the world? That's got to be a freaking 12 point. Shh. Like, I get that it's like right here, but like, look, regular 12 point. Like, what the heck? Oh, geez. So anyhow, gotta get all that apart, pull this out, this cotter pin out and all that, get that off, and pull this off and see what we can see behind here. Alright, so we've got the 3-point hitch top link piece off, and my fear, it come true, because if you look in there, let's see if I can get y'all in there. Oh, it's not good. Hopefully I don't drop you. That wouldn't be good. So there's the differential, and that's not going to come out back here. Oh shoot. Definitely not going to come out back here. So we're going to have to, there we go, get some light in here. So we're going to have to take the top off. So this fuel tank's got to come off, and then this whole top here, these bolts, all this filler tube, dipstick, all this stuff has to come off, and I am not the least bit excited, because this is not what I wanted to do. So, but it is what it is, not much I can do about it. So it's going to be a job to get that off, but we're just going to start unbolting stuff, I guess. These I can unbolt and just lay it down, because they can all stay connected to the hydraulic lines. So I guess that's a plus, but I think one of the worst parts is just going to be getting the fuel tank off there. I don't know how it's all connected, so that's it's gonna be fun. Can't wait. I have no clue where this dog came from. He just showed up this morning. Kind of scared the poop out of me, because I was taking Layla out, and all of a sudden the rocking chair started moving, and he was curled up behind the rocking chair on the front porch. I was like, hello. So I don't know who he belongs to, but he doesn't seem like he's leaving anytime soon. But so I've got the water turned on, because oh, what is this? We are getting somewhere. So I got the fuel tank pulled out. It was easy because didn't have any fuel in it, so I was able to just disconnect these wires and these tubs, and literally the only thing that holds it is the brackets that are mounted for the cab mounts. So I got it all off, just picked it up and moved it off. Oh, I had to undo my plug, but other than that, yeah. So I am going to power wash all of this because it is dirty, and when I pull this top off, I do not want all that shit getting down in my rear end. So I mean, I'm gonna change the fluid and everything in it when I get all this back together, but still don't want all that crap getting down in there. So I went ahead and I threw this cover back on so that I wouldn't get water in it, and just tighten all these bolts down except for this one because it has to be weird and it's a 12 point and I don't have a socket for it. And to get it off, I had to pull the PTO lever thingy out, so didn't really want to do that again. So it is back on and we gonna wash this baby off. Alright, so got her washed off a little bit. I need to soak this thing up real good, but get all the grease and oil off of it. But I don't even really know where to start. I know all of this has got to come loose, which this part's already loose, so I just need to take that part loose. That goes with it, but I don't know where that connects, so I'll have to figure that out. These have got to get disconnected, and then those hydraulic hoses got to get disconnected, and then I got to try to get all these bolts loosened up. I'm going to have to probably take these off and let them hang down so they're out of the way, and then this wiring for this plug, make sure we don't pull that out. And I'm going to take these pins out, loosen all that up, so that isn't attached to anything. And yeah, so we'll see if we can get these pins out. Well, I could have used some grease. Alright, well there's one. Stick this back in here. Probably use this to maybe help lift, I don't know. Can just take things apart and take enough pictures to remember how they go back together sometimes. Sometimes I forget, so then I just have to put it together, and if it ain't right, I have to take it back apart. But, so now we've got that took out, and we're gonna, I guess, start taking these bolts out, getting this pulled out of here. Once I get this off, this top off, I will work on pulling this brake housing, pull this housing off. I'm kind of waiting because I don't think there's any way that I'm not going to have to pull this housing off and pull that spindle out. But I'm just like, on the off chance that I can somehow do it, I'm just taking this top off first so I can get down in here and look. But guarantee you 99.99% that I'm going to have to pull all this back off too. So I'm prepared to do it. I'm going to pull this, try to get this rear end opened up and see what we're dealing with. There's my Powerade I couldn't find. Oh, chickens. Oh. Yeah, it's even worse than I thought. I've got to take the seat out, take the hydraulic lift assembly shit out, and pull the cover off. Now, I was in here last February or something like that because the park would not stay locked, and it was because the spring that pushes the park lock into the reverse gear was like smashed on one end for somehow. So I had all this apart then, and so here I am taking it all back apart, get this out, get this cover off, because there's bolts on top of that rear end cover that I cannot get to unless I tear all this crap out here. So it's, I don't even know anymore. It was fun. It's still fun. It's just very, 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 very aggravating. So it'd be a lot more fun if I had a shop and I wasn't out in the open. But that's what we gotta do. So we'll get this heavy son of a bitch pulled out of here and get the cover off.